And we are back with the new episode of Don't Let It Consume You. As you know, my name is Caleb. We got my co-host here, Lavonte, as usual. And today we have a episode that we've been meaning to talk about for a while, but it's kind of slipped our minds. A lot of other stuff has happened that we wanted to make episodes on, but we're finally getting around to it near the end of season one. We only got one episode left after this, which is pretty crazy to think about. Very cool journey to see our podcast grow, even though it's not huge still, but uh still have a lot of work to do, but it's really cool to see that we have something. So yeah. Before we get into today's topic, we're gonna do what we usually do, kind of go over what we've been on in the last few days or so. So Lavonte, what you been on for the last few days, bro?
It's been a wild ride for me past few days. Lots of ups and downs. Uh, Depression coming and going. The rain, the thunderstorms wasn't helping that at all. The cold weather wasn't helping it at all. Um, but yeah, I've just been. I two things. So one, I recently went to a casino with my mother. We went to
Okay.
Indiana Grand. We went to Indiana Grand Casino.
So what did you
Uh
win? What did you win?
oh oh. So all
All
right.
right.
So
All
me
right,
no
we'll
no no
just
no
move
no.
past that.
I no. So I went in with 300. She went in with 300.
Right.
Uh I at one point did hit after like spinning, my biggest pot that I did win was like 200 and something, but that was like so
That's not
when
that's
I
not
won that
bad,
200 and
I guess.
something, I was up by $70. So like my furthest that I was up was like $70. But
Yeah.
I kept like gambling and stuff like that. I came out like I only lost like $40 like after I was all said and done. She actually came out with like 100 and something more. So props to mom. So, but it
Shout out
wasn't
to
that bad
moms.
for my first casino experience. It was a lot of what I thought it was gonna be. I've never smelt more cigar smoke and in my damn life, but yeah,
It'd be like that.
it was definitely fun, and it's definitely I've been wanting to do that since my 21st.
Yes, sir.
But so that was two. As you know, last episode I talked about this chick that I'm trying to hit on at Buffalo Wild Wings on Pendleton Pike. Um, Update.
So what's the update?
So the update, I went like last weekend and she wasn't there. It was another bartender. So like I missed her. The day that I went and like originally saw her was a Wednesday. So I feel like I have to go back on like a Wednesday. So more to follow. Hopefully in the last we got one more episode. Hopefully in the last episode I can get y'all an actual update. So I don't know. Ups and downs. So what about you?
So was your like was that a W or like a L or a lowercase W because you don't know yet?
Lowercase W question mark with a question mark next to it.
Lowercase W with a question mark.
Yes.
All right, that's not bad, but I'm doing okay, man. This week has been pretty decent for the most part. Uh, Nothing too crazy going on. I got an essay accepted to a research conference. It was pretty cool.
That's what's
Uh,
up.
I wrote an essay on some communication theory topic last December, and I was told to turn it in to the conference for submission. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna choose this one because I thought it was pretty good. And I got word the other day that I got accepted. Like, it's not really a big deal, but uh, this was pretty cool. You see, bro. But because I would consider myself a pretty decent writer, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, for the most part, there's nothing else really going on. Um, so before we get into this week's topic, we wanted to have a guest on this week's episode, but due to unforeseen circumstances, he could not make it. We tried to hit him up. We tried to get in contact with this man, but he's not answering his phone. And we need to get an episode recorded today because nobody really has time this weekend to record an episode like we usually might. So, uh, you know who you are if you listen to this. Maybe you can come on again another time. But it looks like we're gonna go our first season without any guests, but it's all good because next season we're really coming with the heaters. We're gonna have more guests. We're gonna have a lot of well, I won't say we're gonna have a lot of people on here, but we'll definitely have some special guests. We'll probably bring on some of our friends personally, some of Lavonte's friends, some of my friends maybe. So it'll definitely be a listen worth listening to. Didn't really make sense what I just said, but we're gonna go ahead and get into this episode. Also, shout out to Good Kid, Mad City, 8 years old today. Very, very classic album.
Absolutely.
Shout out to
Classic.
Kendrick, one of my favorite rappers of all time.
Favorite song off the album.
What's my favorite song? Uh, do I want to be basic and just say "Sing About Me"? I'm dying of thirst. I feel is that basic?
No, because that's honestly kind of like mine, really.
I feel like what would you consider basic? I think Now or Never is like a low key good bonus track because
Absolutely.
I remember being on 2K14. I would play that all
I
the
feel
time.
like I feel like Money Trees is the obvious answer.
Yeah, Money Trees, and I feel like it blew up too recently because of TikTok. A lot of people didn't
Yes.
know that song, or a lot of people knew that song, but like a lot of people who use TikTok and who was like TikTok's main demographic didn't really know that song. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a lot of people probably would say Money Trees, but Good Kid, Mad City, great album.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go ahead and get into this week's topic, man. We got online dating, Tinder, whatever you want to call it. And as you guys see by the title of the episode, it's called Tinder Love, named after the famous Force MD song, Tinder Love. Obviously spelled different because we were trying to fit the theme and we're not trying to get sued. So, uh, yeah, Tinder Love, one of the greatest love songs to ever be put on the airwaves. Countless babies were probably made to this song, let's be real. And, but that leads me into a question about online dating in our generation because online dating's been around for a while. Like obviously the generation before us was probably the first to really experience online dating in its entirety. But tell me about some of your first experiences with online dating, bro, whether that be some website or an app or I don't know, like what do you consider your first time really getting into online dating and how did that go?
So I can't really pinpoint the exact day where I started doing online dating. It low key, it was probably sometime I would actually say like after high school because I don't think like I knew like Tinder was like a thing in high school, but I don't think like everybody was like on it because obviously we were still in high school. We were only messing with like the people within the school and stuff like that. So um online dating didn't become like a big thing till after leaving high school, and like unless you like had like a lot of connections, you didn't really like know anybody like that. So for me, I probably got Tinder like a little bit after high school. The first online dating thing that I got was Tinder. um yeah, it was Tinder. I didn't really get anything else because I thought Tinder was kind of like the kingdom come of dating apps because everybody was talking about it and
Yeah,
stuff
it's
like
low key.
that.
Like it's not the OG, but it's the one, you know, like
Yeah, like the first
it's
thing
the
that
one
you
people
think about.
gravitate
Exactly.
towards too.
And like Tinder, it accepts like all people. Like you don't have to be like young to use it. You don't have to like like there are a lot of older people that use Tinder too. Like and you can literally be anywhere and everywhere, um, and stuff like that for Tinder. So
So what do
yeah,
you like?
probably.
So what do you look for, or what did you look for at first when you first got on it? Like, did you have like a preference, or when it came to, I don't know, like, did you have some sort of preference when you like first got on it?
See, for me, it was kind of different because I was kind of like I said, like I have low self esteem, so it was kind of like an experience to like get me out of that shell and to actually even get me into the online dating scene. I didn't know really what to put in like even my bio. Like I tried to upload the best pictures that I had of myself, and and I wasn't even a person that like takes photos of myself. I don't really like taking photos of myself that often, but I've had to like grow and like, actually accept that, my looks and stuff like that and be more confident in myself. So that was kind of like a stretch for me and just putting myself out there. And so, yeah, I never really knew what to do with a bio. When I first got on, I know I filled up bios. Like when I first started, like I would fill up bios, but like you don't really have to. Like as someone who's not a I'm not a veteran, but like I've experienced like online dating and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of things that I used to do that I don't do now. Like, and it's just, yeah. So it was pretty more like you could like see that I was like a newbie at it. Like you could see that I wasn't like experienced and stuff like that. I was just trying my hardest to put my whole life story into however many word count like things that they give you and stuff like that. And that was just not it. So when I started out, I was such an amateur, but going forward now, like I after like experiencing everything and stuff like this, like I feel like I'm more accustomed to like what like online dating stuff like that can, what to actually put on like your online dating profiles and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I haven't ever used any online dating app before. I've never used Tinder. I've never really used anything like that. But um, I would think, I would probably like not put too much information about myself just to leave open a lot of conversation and to um allow people to ask questions about me that I can answer that they already don't know from just looking at the bio, and that's probably something you know now because you've been using Tinder for a while and you were younger when you had it, but I haven't had really any experience with online dating. I technically because like I used to like slide in DMs sometimes. Like if I was just feeling really, really confident that day and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and shoot my shot. And I was sliding into somebody's DMs. I got my first like real girlfriend from sliding into somebody's DMs. It was very I thought it was pretty clever. She thought it was pretty clever too, the way I did it. I'm not giving up my secrets to people out there listening. I'm not gonna embarrass
You gotta
myself
you
like
gotta wait
that.
till this man is like 50 years old and you put out a book.
Or write a book in in 30 years and I'm gonna title it uh My Life Story, How to Slide in Somebody's DMs. It's
How
gonna
to
be
slide a
one page.
DMs 101.
It's gonna be one page and it's just gonna have my one method that I used when I was like 16. But um yeah, the first time I ever slid into somebody's DMs, obviously it didn't happen like right away. Like and it usually doesn't happen when you just jump into a relationship. Like we talked for a while, but she thought it was pretty clever. I wouldn't do it now at 21 years old, but for a 16-year-old kid, I thought I was doing pretty good. And then over the time, I've kind of done it a few times, maybe over the last few years. It hasn't been anything crazy, but sometimes like not really old fashioned, but when it comes to dating, it's usually from people that I meet in real life because I'm around at college, you're around a lot of people. So I have never really found the need for dating apps to this point in my life, you know? And usually if I find myself interested in somebody, I'll go talk to them. Or if somebody finds themselves interested in me, they'll come talk to me and then like whatever happens, happens. But I've never really found the appeal for dating apps unless it was for like hookups. And yeah, like I get the appeal. Like if that's what you're in it for, that's what you're in it for. And like that's probably my most tempting or that's probably what tempts me the most to like get Tinder sometimes, is just because sometimes you need your fix, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the thing with that is that Tinder is kind of like, I wouldn't say it's more of a hookup app than like a dating app, because like there are like people that, you know actually do try to find like legitimate relationships on Tinder and stuff like that. I wouldn't say it's 50-50 though. If I had to put a percentage on it, I would kind of put it like Low-key, I'd probably put it at 60-40, 60 more of like a hookup, like probably like a little fling ting, and then like 40% like actually trying to find like real love and stuff like that. Um, I know from what I've experienced, a lot of people like in their bios will like tell you like not here for hookups, not here, no booty call, like no none of this and stuff like that. And because I mean, like you get those people, like you get those people that's like, hey, I'm trying to slide through or whatever, and they're like, no, that's not what I'm here for, and stuff like that. So like I can see that like Tinder like being classified as like a hookup app. Would I say it's easy? It probably is easy. Saying as how well the thing with Tinder is that Tinder has like a free trial and then like it actually has like a membership thing that's way too expensive in my opinion. But but yeah, it has like you can put in your bio, like you said, like what a lot of people do instead of paying for like the subscription, they'll put like their Instagram, their Snapchat, their Twitter. Some people put their Twitters, but like they'll usually put their like Instagram or Snapchat to like, and then like you could either DM them on there or like follow them on Snapchat or wherever and get it popping off there. That's what
Right.
they do to beat that system. So like,
So it'd be like a good idea.
yeah, like yeah, yeah. So because I think like Tinder's subscription thing is like $40+, like, and
Bro,
it's
who is
like,
paying $40+ for Tinder?
see, that's
If
my
it
thing. It's
if it's
like
free, like what
it's
do you
only
get? If it's
no,
free already, what do you get? If you're paying, like what more can they do?
so like the free trial, like so if you actually use the app and you like swipe right on someone, which means that you like them and stuff like that, and
Right,
if they like if someone swipes on you, you can't see them in the free trial. Like if you go to like the likes column, like who's liked you, you can't see like their profile or faces. You have to pay for it.
I
So
got you.
that's pretty much it. Like you don't really get anything else. Like I think there's like a
People
reverse
are paying
thing.
$40 for that?
Some people are, man. Some
That's
people are.
wild.
It was funny. So what's funny about it is that when I first signed up, and I had the app for like the longest time. I had deleted the app at one point, and then like I got back on it. But I guess from the time that I downloaded it, like out of high school or whatever, I had like it had not updated itself like on my like phone or whatever. So I had like the amount of money that you would pay for gold was like it was like either like 13 or $14 like for like when I before I deleted it. And then after I deleted it, it finally updated itself and now it's like 40 something dollars or whatever just to get the gold subscription. So like it
That's
wasn't bad.
wild.
It wasn't bad like back then to like see who liked you. If you was getting like a lot of likes, it was like I like 13, $14 just to see who likes you. That wasn't bad. But now it's like 30 something, 40 something just to see like who swiped right on you, like on a chance of like either a love or hookup and not even making sure that it goes through. Like hell no, I'm not doing that. So yeah,
That's
of course,
crazy, bro.
a lot of people, of course, to cheat that, put their Snap, Instagram, hey, contact me here because I even put that in mind. I was like, listen, I'm not paying for gold, so like you gonna have to hit me up on the socials because nah.
That's a
But
good idea. If I ever hop on Tinder, that might be the move, low-key. Because like my thing is, like I'm an introvert, right? So imagine if I see somebody that I match with on Tinder, but I never talk to them, and I see them on like campus or something. I
yeah,
feel like I would get awkward in that situation. That's just me though. I would get really,
mm.
especially if I have a class with you. I'll be like, hey, especially if we're really not like rocking with each other. I don't know, man. I would just be put in a very awkward position. I would not want to deal through that. My anxiety levels would go through the roof if that were
I
me.
feel you.
But it's kind of one of the reasons I've avoided Tinder all this time is just because of things like that. But
Let me ask you: would you ever like? So obviously, we both agree that we wouldn't pay like 30, $40.
right.
What would you say is a good price for a dating app, like to actually get like the full service of a dating app?
Well, it depends on what you get, honestly. If they're offering me, I don't know what they would offer me for me to want to pay money for a dating app.
So you think dating apps should be free?
Yeah. Because what can they give you? Like, what can a dating app give you that you would actually pay for?
I don't know. Well, I know Tinder also has this thing that they can like boost your profile in like the area that you're in.
So more people will see it.
So like yeah, more people will see it. That doesn't mean like you'll actually get swiped, but that just means more
Right.
people will like see it and stuff like that.
So you're
Uh,
basically like paying for promo in a way.
yeah, I guess you could see it like that. You just you paying for promo just to put yourself out there.
Because you know how some people be on social media, they'll say DM for promo. It's basically the same thing, but for
I
yourself.
swear. And then like Tinder also has these like things. They have like this thing on like Sundays called swipe nights. I don't get on it enough to like actually know what like it all like does with that. I think it's just supposed to entice you to get on because it'll give you a notification, be like, hey, swipe surge or whatever and stuff
Right.
like that. But I don't know if that's like actually a thing. I do know this though. They're I think the highest I think I remember reading this somewhere. Their highest like days to get like on Tinder is I believe Thursdays and Sundays, which is why I guess they do the Sunday swipe surge. But like Thursdays, Fridays, and like Sundays and stuff like that.
I mean, that makes sense. It's a weekend.
Yeah, leading into yep. So I don't know. Like, yeah, me personally, I feel like low key, I feel like they should be free, but then again, I feel like the people who like worked on the app kind of like have to get paid somehow. And I think what entices people is that because like Tinder and Bumble, like all these apps are free to download. Like initially, I think where they get their money from is like actually getting people to subscribe. Like if they actually like in the app store place like an amount on their like thing and like you didn't have to like get a like subscription, I feel like that would fare better for them other than like actually trying to get people to pay for a subscription
I
because
don't
people
know
I feel like people
because
hate microtransactions.
yeah, people do hate microtransactions. Like I play 2K, I hate microtransactions. I still buy the
Yep.
game every year for the most part. I don't buy. I've never bought VC on a 2K game. I usually just buy the game and that's it. I don't pay for any microtransactions at all. But when it comes to a dating app, I feel like people would not want to pay for it. How much would you like put it at? Maybe like $1, $2,
For me, probably like yeah, like 3 to 5. Yeah,
3 to 5.
no, for like a one-time thing, like not like a month like thing, like a one-time thing.
Oh, I got you. That's not that bad, I guess. At all. It's really good deal depending on what, like what you're trying to buy. But man, I don't know. Like they and then low key, they have dating apps or dating sites or whatever you want to call them for everybody because you know they got plenty of fish and they got farmersonly.com. Shout out to Farmers Only, man. Shout out to all my farmers out there. I was watching the presidential debate tonight and farmers got brought up a few times. They were probably like, what do we have to do with anything?
uh
Dude was like, China's paying all these farmers. Like, no, they're not. Like, what are you talking about?
oh man, that was great. I watched the debates too. All right, that was great. But yeah, I do want to shout out all the farmers out there. I'm trying to one day I'm gonna just like call it quits and then I'm gonna just like live
Become a
like
farmer?
I'm gonna live on those I'm gonna live on like one of those houses like on the highway that's just like out there like that you like how do they get groceries? That's what I'm trying to do.
Man, I mean, if you want to like hop on Farmers Only, bro, like be my guest.
No, I want to be on a farm though. Like I want the like full experience.
So you want to like raise animals and everything.
Uh I mean, like if I had to, like, yeah.
I mean, that would be cool. Like, I don't think I could ever be a farmer personally. I've actually met a group of farmers before. I don't know if I've ever told you this story before, but It was last semester. I was at the rec and I was hooping. I went up there by myself that night. And because I usually had two people that I went to the rec to hoop with regularly, but they couldn't come that night for whatever reason. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just go by myself. And when I got there, I saw for a group of guys, and I was like, hey, do you need a fifth? And they were like, yeah, you can play with us. And so we got on the court. I'm not thinking anything special is about to happen. They look like four regular guys. One was super tall, kind of lanky. He was like 6'4", 6'5". The other were around my height. So we ended up getting out and running, and this dude comes out, and like the 6'4", 6'5" guy, he comes out and he's throwing down like reverse dunks, and I'm just like, all right, so we really about to run out here. So we ended up running off like 5 games in a row where we won by like 10 points. And so I'm like, bro, I've never seen y'all here. Like, where are y'all from? Like, do y'all go here? And so the really tall guy, he was like, no, we actually don't go here. We're farmers. We're visiting one of our friends. We live like right down the road from Muncie. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, what do you do? He was like, well, we farm, like we do our work and then we go hoop sometimes. So I'm like, wow, y'all are really out here running. People who are here all the time and just like hooping every day for the most part. But y'all have been raising animals all day. Y'all come out and just like dominate. It was cool to meet them. They were cool people too. But
That's dope.
that's my quick little farmer story.
But yeah, shout out farmers only. And then of course there's like other things like Christian Mingle,
Blackpeoplemeet.com.
blackpeoplemeet.com. I remember that I forget the exact line, but I remember that 21 Savage line, like where he like made fun of people for getting like on like Black People Meet.
Song was
uh dang, I cannot remember, but he was like, I want to say it was "Don't Come Out the House."
it
Yeah,
was
it
though.
was "Don't Come Out the House." It was "Don't Come Out."
He was like Levi Jeans, low self esteem. Black
You
people
want
meet.
Black People Meet. So like, yeah. So I don't know, but
Shout out to my
so
people on Black People Meet. We're not gonna shame nobody who's on Black People Meet.
I
Like,
mean, yeah, obviously, I'm not gonna shame anybody being on Black People Meet, of course. Like, cause growing up again, like on TV, there was a lot of like commercials and stuff like that, and it was like usually every other commercial was like for a dating website. I remember eHarmony, Plenty of Fish, of course, Christian Mingle, of course, yeah, all those dating sites and stuff like that. So I like, there's an abundance of them. It's just like choosing which one like is right for you and stuff like that. And
right.
then of course, like just like you said, of course, sliding in DMs is always a choice if you like feeling confident or bold enough. So yeah. But for me, like you, I'm also an introvert, and like I don't really have that like self esteem to be like trying to slide in DMs and stuff like that. So I'm sticking right now to just Tinder, like, cause I tried Bumble for a bit, but Bumble was kind of like, it's sort of like Tinder, but like I feel like Bumble is more like, you know how I said 60-40, like 60 Tinder is kind of for hookups and then 40% like trying to find love.
Right.
I feel like it's kind of like the opposite for Bumble, where more people like on Bumble are actually trying to find like love and like actual meaningful relationships and not just like hookups. Cause my experience on Bumble was just like people like legitimately trying to like, hey, no BS, like and stuff. Like I'm trying to find love out here. Like,
Is there possibility to find true love on a dating app? Coming from somebody who's never used a dating app before, I need this question answered. How do you feel about that?
so it's funny you should say that because I feel like it's about that time I tell you about the time I got catfish.
Oh,
I
we got a
did.
catfish story. We
I
gotta get
Yeah,
Neve. We
okay.
gotta get Neve on
So
the podcast, bro. We gotta get Neve. Who's the other catfish
neat, neat.
co-host now? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in a long time. Because Max isn't on there anymore, is he?
He's not. I haven't seen the like newer like episodes of Catfish. I've only. It was even Max for me, and then they had like the whole season where they had like celebrity guests and stuff like
Because
that.
I remember there was an
Yeah,
MGK
I was about to
episode.
say
That's
that.
what.
That's the only episode I really remember was the MGK one.
But my sister watches it, and I think she told me one time that Max isn't on there anymore. But
Mm.
we got to get Neve on the show. Are we gonna put it into existence to get Neve on the show on the podcast?
Hey, we should hit him up.
Bro, the worst he can say is no. We're gonna hit up Neve
Oh my
Schulman from
goodness.
Catfish, and we're gonna try to get on the show. But anyway, go ahead with your story,
But
bro.
no, like, all right, so this was on Tinder. This was like my first round of Tinder. And so like I was basically on Tinder. I swiped right on this girl. I believe it was I believe she was Asian. And so I swiped right. She looked good. I don't remember what her bio said, but like I don't know. So I swipe right. Then I believe it was like no less than like 2 minutes later, like Tinder was like notified, like, hey, you got a match. And I was like, huh? And then it was like her and stuff like that. And so we talked a little bit like on like actual like Tinder, because when you match, you can actually like talk on there and stuff like that. But
Right.
so we were talking on there for a bit, and the first thing that kind of threw me off was the fact that like the English was kind of broken, but like she was Asian, so I was like, okay, maybe she doesn't know like English that well. So we ended up moving the conversation through like actual text and stuff like that.
Wait,
So
when was this?
this was like last October. This was like this was like last October, I
So you're
think.
telling
Or
me this was 2019 and you couldn't tell you were getting catfish?
no, wait, was it last? No, I think it was two. Dang, I can't remember if it was 18 or 19. It was like 18 or
Even
19.
then though, even 2018, like
No, no, no. But
you
I
couldn't
didn't.
tell.
No, like, cause I was like, maybe it's just like she doesn't know English that well. Like I was
Right.
aware like of the signs. Like at no point like did I was like,
But did
yeah,
it
this is
seem
like
like
wifey or anything. Like I
did it
had
seem like
suspicions
they
that it was a
were
cat.
but did it seem like they were like automated responses?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't like automated response. Like
So it was a
I
real
believe it was.
person.
No, yeah, I believe it was an actual person. But when we started texting like through like actual text and stuff like that, I kind like the more we text and the more like crazy bizarre stuff she was saying, it kind of like elevated those heights of like, yeah, this is probably not who this person is in the like in the photos. So to really just bring along the story, this person started like texting me things like, granted, we haven't met, haven't FaceTime, haven't even had a phone call, but she's over here confessing like, oh, love for me, we're gonna get married and stuff like that. And
Textbook catfish episode, bro.
yes, oh, like, oh my god, that's the first
Textbook.
thing I thought of. And I was like, after that stuff started happening, I was like, all right, yeah, this is definitely probably not this person like at all. And so she hit me with the story, and this is what I think officially made me 100% catfish this person. Like, um, she hit me with the story that once she gets like married, she's going to like inherit like her grandmother's house and money that she like left her apparently and stuff like that. And so she really wanted to get married like as soon as possible.
So she wanted to marry you, is
Yeah,
what she was implying. Or she wanted to quote unquote marry you, is what she was implying.
she wanted to get married as soon as possible, I guess, to like get the stuff that she was getting from her like grandmother, quote unquote. Never came to find out if this is true. She was living in Virginia, I believe. It was either Georgia or Virginia. I believe it was Virginia at this time. And at one point, she was talking about. I told her I live in Indiana. At one point, she was like, "Okay, well, I'll come up there." Like I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Wait, hold on, wait. We haven't this we hadn't been talking like even for like a day. Like this was all happening in like one day, by the way. So like that's how I
Like,
knew the vibes were off.
y'all got
I was
weeks worth of progress in one day. That's kind of impressive.
exactly, and that's when I knew. Um, there was one point. I believe this was like the day after that. I did get a call from this person at like 4 a.m. in the morning. I was up. I did not answer that shit. I was like, I'm gonna hear a, hey, this is Marquis. Hey, hey, yo, I'm just playing with you, bro. Like, I was just trying to see how long this would drag out or something.
He was trying to get some money out of you, bro.
So when she asked where I live, I gave her an address of like the apartment like complex, but I didn't tell her like where I lived in like the apartment complex. Like, so I kind of like gave her like a fake.
Why would you do that,
Because
bro? Like
she's not gonna
that
go.
could have been
No,
anybody.
she's
That
not
could have
gonna
been
go. Like
anybody. That could have
my thing was like she's not gonna go knocking on like everybody's house. Like, hey, is this you? It's like,
but still, even then, they could still because she knew or I don't even know if it was a she, but they knew your name. They could easily just Google your name and find your
hell
address. It's not
nah,
that hard.
hell no,
It's literally not that hard.
hell no. But like,
You were,
yo,
as some people say, you were treading thin water, bro, or whatever the saying is. I don't know what it is. What's the
but no,
saying?
she wanted me to like pay for
Or
like
you're walking on thin ice, buddy. That's
she
it.
wanted me to like pay for like the gas to come up here and stuff like that, and she wanted to like stay with me for like a couple of days and stuff like that, and I wasn't gonna do that.
Text
I was still working
Textbook
at that
catfish
point.
stuff.
At that point, I was still working at Jimmy John's. This was like last year because I was on my way to the army, and I had told her that, and she was like, "Oh, when you get back, oh, we'll be together."
Can we get a screenshot and put it on the Twitter of what you think is like the funniest part of you getting catfish?
uh, I'm not gonna put out. So I don't know if this is her real name, but I'm gonna say the first name was Stephanie. So,
Stephanie, if you're out there,
so Stephanie, if you out there, like
Lavonte misses you.
the hell no. But nah, I never knew. I low key at some points I do like think about this sometimes, and I do think about texting the number that's still in my phone and seeing like if anybody like says anything. And then they gonna be like, yeah, this Jamal, bro. I was just playing, bro. I'm like down the street.
I was just trying to fill up my tank, bro.
I was just trying to get some gas money so I could go see my auntie down south, bro. Like,
And then you would have been like, well, if you would have just said that, I probably would have gave it to you.
bro, I could have like probably spotted you 10. I wasn't making that much of Jimmy John's, but like I could have probably spotted you some for all the effort you put in, bro.
I put on a whole performance.
Damn near, like that's what I felt like. So that was my catfish story. But to answer your question, so like
so your main takeaway from dating apps is you might get catfish sometimes, but for the most part, they're all right.
Exactly. You have your catfish, you have your hookups, but you have people that's actually trying to find love. I don't know. You just got to really you just got to be on the app and experience it to really, you know, see what's out there. You know, it might be something for you. It might not. I will say Tinder is not for everybody. I will say that, but like,
yeah. I feel you. Like sometimes I really want to get on Tinder. Like I said before, sometimes you really need that fix, and especially now during quarantine, it's kind of hard because you don't know who has COVID and who doesn't.
exactly.
It's not just like you can't see it. You can't see a lot of things. Like we won't go into that too much, but uh, I guess really just got to be safe now around this time, especially like always be safe. with whatever you're doing, but especially now you kind of have to be safe with these COVID precautions because you don't know where people have been, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's kind of my thing at this point because I
yeah,
don't know where people have been, and you might got COVID, and I don't want to get COVID and take that home to my family whenever I see them, and then spread it there. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. I don't know. You have to adjust yourself to like what the world brings.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind meeting people on Tinder or something like that, just to like get to know them or something for later on down the line. Because to be honest, like if I use Tinder to just for I don't know, just for whatever, meeting people would come along with it, and I honestly would not mind that for the most part. I just cannot bring myself to make a Tinder. I need a push. So
Yeah, it kind of took a push from like myself to like get on Tinder because like look, the reason why I deleted it the first time, it just one, it seemed like I was trying too hard, and that's when I say I was like still like a novice at it. I was trying too hard to impress people like too quickly. I wasn't, like I said, I was trying to put like my whole like life story. Like I didn't like say like all like personal stuff, but I was just trying to tell them like my situation. But ever since getting back on, which is like I got Tinder like last month, so I haven't been on like that much recently. But I get on there like every now and then, and I've changed my whole thing. Like I'm not trying to try as hard. I'm just trying to promote positive vibes really, and just like keep a peaceful mind space. And if we connect, we connect. If we don't, we don't. So like, yeah.
I feel you on that, bro. That's really all you can do around these times, especially with everything going on in the country, around the world. It's really what you can do. So I got a proposition for you, or if you want to call it a proposition.
What's up?
I will win the or I will win. I will hop on Tinder if the Dodgers win the World Series.
Wait. So you really serious that you think that LA Dodgers is gonna win the World Series?
Yeah, they need their makeup win from 2017 against Houston because they cheated.
Wait, who cheated? Like the Dodgers?
No, the Astros cheated.
The
Yeah, you
Astros?
ever you ever heard about that? How the
They
Astros were
cheated?
yeah, they cheated throughout like that whole season.
I didn't know that. I heard
They
I heard
were
about the Astros winning. I didn't know they cheated.
they were making they had like trash cans and cameras set up. So um say for example, a pitcher was about to throw a certain pitch, the Astros would have a signal. They would bang on the trash can a certain amount of times to signal to the batter at the plate what pitch the pitcher was about to throw. So they were doing that like all season and they got caught. But they
Yo,
didn't take away the World Series though. The punishment was really, really light for cheating in a World Series or in a season that you win the World Series. But the Dodgers were the team that they beat that year. So I think they'll make up for it this year.
that's crazy. Yo, Emma. Side note. I follow a show that recently changed its name to Secret Base, and like I don't really watch MLB like that, but that's really where I get like my MLB like news and stuff that's like happened in MLB in like the past, like a lot of like highlighted stories from like MLB and stuff like that. Bro, MLB is like full of like so many rigged like things and stuff like that. Like that's why that's not so bizarre to hear that. Like
I mean, they had a whole era
MLB is
where
kind of like
everybody was juicing, bro. Everybody
everybody
was
was
on something.
everybody was juicing. So like I wouldn't I believe that 100%. But I didn't know that, so that's kind of crazy. But so they're going against Tampa Bay, aren't they?
In Tampa Bay Rays.
Who's up? Aren't they equal?
Yeah, the Rays tied it last night.
Hmm. You know what? I'll take you on that. I'll take you. I got Tampa. Wait, who's the underdogs?
Who's the other? What does it matter?
Yo, you know I like underdogs.
Honestly, I would say because the Rays have a good team, but the Dodgers are like stacked. So
So like, I mean, yeah, I'll take that bet.
all right. So if I if the Dodgers win the World Series, I guess that'll be my final push to get on Tinder for a week. I won't be on there that long. I just want to get on there to see how it is. But if I lose this bet, it is what it is. I probably won't get
Can I
Tinder
make the
for.
profile?
If you lose, I get to make yours.
I
I
mean, I
get to
already
re-
have one.
I get to redo your profile.
So basically, loser has to, like, can make the other person's profile.
Well, no,
I mean, you feeling
because
yourself? What's up? What's up?
because I don't have a Tinder at all now.
All right, and
So I feel like my L would just be being on Tinder, even though there's nothing like wrong with Tinder. I just haven't been on there, so it's just like
nah, you don't get to alter mine if I
that's out
lose
of my
my.
comfort zone, bro. That's just out of my comfort zone. I feel like that would be a big enough L for me.
All right, so just W. Well, I mean, yeah, if you win the bet, then you just don't get anything. But if you lose, then
I
fucking
get to redo
yo
your
ass.
profile on Tinder.
Hell no, you're not redoing mine. if I
Why
can't do
not?
if I can't do yours,
You get the satisfaction of me getting out of my comfort zone.
hell no. That's not enough satisfaction.
We'll work out the details. Yeah, man. That's should be it, unless you got anything else.
Nah, I'm all set. It's sad. I was really hoping. I was really striving for this guest feature, but
Same.
things, things happen. But
Things happen.
I
We'll have more guests in the future,
yeah.
for
So
sure.
this season is just gonna be us, but next season we coming with heaters.
Yes, sir. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Before we get into our weekly albums, I just wanted to say a really, really big thank you for the love on the last episode. We got a lot of good feedback on the last episode. A lot of people felt as if they could really relate to the subject matter and what we were kind of saying throughout the last episode. So we really appreciate anybody who did check that out and gave us a play on Spotify or Apple or whatever it may be, wherever you listen to podcasts at. But let's go ahead and get into these albums of the week real quick, bro. So obviously the episode theme was online dating and kind of love. So I kind of went with some albums that I would use in a serenading type situation if I could really sing. I'm low key not a bad singer. I could low key sing just a little bit, but I'm just playing. But yeah, so the first album I chose was Make It Last Forever by Keith Sweat. Classic. It's a album that I listened to growing up in the car, riding with my parents. They had this album on a lot. So obviously you got the title track Make It Last Forever. I feel like everybody knows that song, honestly. And then you got Riding the Wrong Way. That's probably my favorite song on that album, honestly. But I actually listened to this album for the first time all the way through on my own just few years ago. And it stuck with me ever since. It's been in rotation pretty constantly for a while now. So, and then the other album that I have recommended this week that kind of fits my thing, it's another 90s R&B album, is From the Mint Factory by Mint Condition. I feel like Mint Condition doesn't really get their props in terms of 90s R&B groups. I feel like a lot of people they'll gravitate towards their hits. Like I said, I chose From the Mint Factory, and they got a lot of great joints on here. Nobody Does It Better, Good for the Heart, or Good for Your Heart, Harmony. Obviously, You Send Me Swinging, probably the best, or not the best, but the most popular song on this album. So those are my two albums this week. Keith Sweat, Make It Last Forever, Mint Condition, From the Factory. What we got from you this week, bro?
So this week, what I'm rocking with, I put two albums. At first, I got Waking at Dawn by Roy Woods. Came out in 2016. I think this was like his debut. Like, I think it's low key a mix. Pretty sure it's like considered a mixtape, but also like his debut mixtape. But But yeah, I listen to this album like a lot, and I still listen to it to this day. I really rock with it. A lot of the beats are like down, and like it just gets you in like that mood, and it like puts you in your feelings and stuff like that. But my second album is by Bobby Caldwell, honorary black person who is white. Uh, he's always invited to the cookout. Of course, I chose "What You Won't Do for Love" 1991 album with, of course, some of his greatest hits on that. And so a lot of people don't know that Bobby Caldwell is white, but let's just put it for the record that Bobby Caldwell, his voice is very brotherly,
He's a
and
very soulful man.
you would think this man was a brother, but this man is 100% white. Probably not even 100%. That man probably got some like black in him the way that man sound. Yeah, that man got soul, but yeah, those are my two albums. Waking at Dawn, What You Won't Do for Love, Bobby Caldwell.
Yes, sir. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Just a quick announcement. Our YouTube channel is coming very, very soon. I've been trying to upload all of our episodes up to date onto the YouTube channel before we really got it out there. So I only have a couple more episodes to upload, and that should be done in the next couple of days. So this will be our first official episode on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, for anybody who prefers YouTube as their main podcast listening experience. So definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give us a few likes if you would do so, please. With that being said, we really appreciate the listen. If you made it to the end, thank you very much. And we will see you for our season finale next Monday. Be easy.